I need to know, I need to know, I need to know. You need to know, you need to know, you need to know. We all need to know. What do you need to know? What do I need to know? What do we all need to know? Let's look at the book of Matthew 23:23. It's one of the controversial verse in the Bible. The book of Matthew 23:23. What is the biblical meaning? The hermeneutical interpretation of Matthew 23:23. Bible says, "Woe unto you, scribes, Pharisees, hypocrites, for ye pay tithes of mint and anise and cumin, and have omitted the weightier matters of the law, judgment, mercy, and faith. This ought ye to have done, and not to leave the other undone." Let's break it down. Historical context. When you look at the historical context, you see that Jesus is the one speaking here. Which audience? The religious leader. The religious leader of those period, of those time, just like now that we have religious leaders of Israel, primarily the scribes, that is law experts. When we are talking about the scribes, we are talking about the law experts. And Pharisees, strictly religious acts, sect of people. The Pharisees, they are strictly the very religious person. So a sect of religious person, the Pharisee, the Sadducee, the scribes, and CECT. So what is the situation at hand? It is the part of the 7 woes in the Bible. This is one of the 7 woes in the Bible. That is the book of Matthew 23, when you study from verse 13 to 36, where Jesus was condemning the religious hypocrites and external religiosity without inward righteousness. So they are just like a whitewashed tomb. So they want people to see them that, they are religious people, but inside of them, there is no single righteousness. So what is the literary context of that Matthew 23:23? Chapter 23 highlight Jesus' strongest rebuke. He rebuked them publicly. All the pretenders. Let me put it that way. All the pretenders, he rebuked them publicly. This verse sits in the middle of his critics of legalism, following external rules while neglecting the deeper spiritual and ethnical demand of the law. So they focus on external rules. Wash your hand, do this, do that, all the rituals. But the major rule, the major commandment of God, they neglected it. So the key words there in Greek, so that they'll be able to understand what Jesus is talking. It says, "Woe" means all, meaning a time of lament and warning. It's a time of lament and warning, expressing sorrow for impending judgment. When somebody says "woe unto you," it's not a curse, it's not abusive language. It's just telling you that, what you are doing, there is going to be a repercussion for it. There is going to be a judgment for it. It says "woe." That means a lament warning. I'm foreseeing something bad that is going to happen based on your character or your attitude. Weightier means barutera. Barutera means heavier. Weightier, that is something that is heavier, more important, more foundational than what you are doing. Why can't you do this instead of doing this? Some people, why can't you get a job before you get married? So weightier, so you need to understand it. Why can't you get married? Why can't you get a job before you get married? Because having a job is more important than getting married. That's what is weightier. So judgment means crisis. Crisis in Greek means justice or righteousness judgment. Justice or righteousness judgment. We have some people, they can judge based on people that you know, but we are talking about righteous judgment, especially fairness towards other. You must not support one person above other. So mercy, he also talked about mercy, eleos, meaning compassion, kindness, covenantal love. He also talk about faith, pistis. Faith is pistis, meaning faithfulness, trust, or loyalty to God. So what is the meaning of that verse after you have known the Greek meaning of those contexts there? So the Pharisee meticulously tithe. They are tithing just like many of us are tithing today. Even the smallest garden herbs, the mint, the dill, the cumin, all these things are herbs, it's not money. All these things that Jesus mentioned, the mint, the dill, the cumin, they are herbs. They are just like vegetables, seasoning to show outward pity. So they tithe the smallest things, but the weightier something they neglected it. Yet they neglected the deeper principle, the foundation. They neglected the deeper principle, that is justice, mercy, and faith, which are the core value of God's desire. The God desire is about justice, about mercy, and faith. It's not about outward desire, about sacrifice or other things. Jesus isn't condemning. Yes, Jesus is not condemning tithe. However, Jesus did not pay tithe. The disciple did not pay tithe, but is emphasizing. Jesus, who is emphasizing that external ritual means nothing without internal righteousness. The key balance. Do the lesser without neglecting the greater. Do the lesser without neglecting the bigger. So many people are doing the lesser and they neglected the weightier. And a lot of people also doing the weightier and neglecting the lesser. We need to balance it. So what is the significance? Reveal God's priority for the heart over rituals. God is looking at our heart, not about what you brought to him. It is about your motives. So uphold justice and mercy as non-negotiable value in the kingdom of God. So demonstrate that religious performance without transformed character is empty before God. You can be religious, but your character is nothing. So what is the common interpretation? The common interpretation is against testing. Some misread this as Jesus rejecting the practice of tithing, but he clearly says not to leave the order undone. Not to leave the order undone. Hyper focuses on external works. Others use this verse to justify legalist tithing without practicing mercy of justice. So a lot of people, if I bring my tithe, God will forgive me. If I pay my tithe, I will go to heaven. No. You have to be merciful, justice, mercy, and you must not neglect. That means you are doing. That means as if you are bribing God. So you don't bribe God with your tithe. You don't bribe God with your offering. You have to. God, you are paying offering because God already bless you. You are paying tithe, you are paying offering, you are paying all these things because God already bless you just to support his ministry. Even though if you don't support his ministry, he knows how to support his own ministry. God said, if I need a lot of animals to eat, I'm the owner of everything. He's the owner of silver and gold. So prosperity distortion. Some claim that meticulously tithing guarantee blessing, ignoring the emphasis on spiritual character. You see what people are saying today. Pay your tithe, you get millions. Pay your tithe, you do this. So they meticulously that tithing guarantee blessings. No. If you like, you can tithe from now to tomorrow. Tithing does not guarantee blessing. It is about your character. It is how you are born again and you are hardworking. Application for today. Balance obedience and compassion. You must balance the obedience and compassion. That is, obey God in giving and worship, but never neglect love, justice, and faithfulness. So examine motives while you are giving. Ensure spiritual discipline and expression of genuine devotion, not self-righteousness. That is, also practice justice and mercy. And also guard against hypocrisy. So Bible in the book of Matthew 23 warns against empty religiosity, teaching that God values justice, God values mercy, faithfulness above ritual precision. God bless you as you help us to share. And if you have any question, please put the question down and we are going to answer by the special grace of God. Tomorrow, we look for another Bible text. Shalom.